What's up, you fools? Mad ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. This is the 2020, I don't know why I said it like that, ESC United expert panel, where we discuss the songs that were submitted to Eurovision 2020, share thoughts, and of course, our scores, and let's see where it's going to end up. I got my team here with me. There's Sean, there's James, there's Sebastian, and of course, moi. So we got a lot to talk about. Let's delve right into it because it is Bulgaria's turn. I think we were all thrilled to have Bulgaria back. I mean, they only missed 1 year, but it still sucked, especially when it comes to, kaching money. So we were glad that they decided to return because they figured out Eurovision, at least for the past few years. Question is, how did they do this year? Victoria was internally selected with the song Tears Getting Sober. I know. And now let's talk about this. So excited. I'm going to hand it over to you, Sebastian. What do you think?
I think that we can all agree that Bulgaria are doing very well in recent years. I don't think about the break, but before it. So the news they are coming back to Eurovision, it was really good one, and everybody was wondering what Victoria will bring to the table in case of Eurovision. And this song was, for me, quite honestly, a masterpiece. We know that it's kind of songs on Eurovision which are very delicate, very subtle, very gentle. But this entry, Tears Getting Sober, getting me in the place where I never been in case of Eurovision Song Contest. These Disney vibes mixed with this emotional lyrics about breaking up and trying to figure it out, the role without this person. It's mixing two different worlds, but in that perfect and beautiful way that I was really imagining that Symphonics is a really cool team to make this kind of song and come with this kind of idea to the very talented person like Victoria is. So I'm absolutely a huge fan, and I really hope that Bulgaria will come back with this kind of song next year.
All right. Good start so far. Handing it over to you, Sean. What do you think?
I think I can echo what Sebastian said. Bulgaria is probably one of my favorite countries in Eurovision, and I'm even going back to Lorraine in 2005, like from the get-go for me. That might shock some people, but from the get-go, that was, they've been brilliant all the way through. And I think this collaboration with Symphonics, they are, in terms of Eurovision, they have got to be the front runners for songwriting teams in Europe right now, because they're just, year after year, the entries they're producing for people are just, they're brilliant and they're diverse. This song is just, it's effortless from the first second to the last. It's absolutely magical. I think she's a great performer. It is really current. Obviously, I'm going to be the first person to make a comparison to Billie Eilish, and I know she gets compared to a lot of entries this year, but this really is, it's that sort of, lo-fi indie pop style, and I just think the whole thing, the lyrics are beautiful, the visuals in the video as well.
Oh, yeah.
I would have loved to have seen this on the stage, and it's such a shame that we won't be able to, because I think it would have been a truly magical moment if we'd have been able to see this. But yeah, I'm struggling to find faults with this entry, to be honest with you.
Wow, it's hard to please Sean, so that is definitely something.
It's rare, isn't it?
It's rare, right?
Yeah.
Okay, James, your thoughts.
Of course, I'm that one trash panda who likes Krasimir Avramov's Illusion, so I also go back and be a fan of Bulgaria. But usually I'm not a fan of breakup songs at Eurovision. I don't want to cry into my Jägermeister while trying to have fun. But this one just really works, mostly because it starts out sort of melancholic, and then somewhere in the middle, you just get this upswelling of orchestral instrumentation, and then there's that very subtle key change towards the end that sort of kicks the song out on a very euphoric note. So despite the fact I'm a trashy person who likes very loud music usually, I really love this one. The Billie Eilish comparison, it's a little obvious, and for those people who dislike it for that, there's the Black Sea, they can jump in it.
I love that. Now, and to get back to the Billie Eilish comparison, I mean, it's obvious, but it's not like she invented this kind of music, this style. It existed before her. She, whether you call it popularized, but she made like this big thing. But this kind of music existed before. It's not like like a new thing. So I find it a little bit unfair to always like subtract points from it just because of that. But it'll never end. People do that all the time. I mean, we remember every song that is like an upbeat era now, right? Yeah. So it seems like
Cascada when they were compared to Euphoria, just straight away. It's not the same at all.
Exactly, every single time. But anyway, so the point is, to me, the moment the song came on, I was mesmerized by it. I think Sean used the word magical because I think that's exactly what it is. I love everything about it. The verses are pretty, the chorus is pretty, the bridge is pretty, and the orchestration, it's so pretty. I know I use the word pretty a lot, but that's exactly how I feel about it. The final chords, like when the orchestra really comes in, it just gives me goosebumps every single time. It's just well executed, and like the backup vocal sounds that they bring in, like almost when they play it backwards and stuff. It is just so good. Adds a new layer there. Overall, I'm just so in love with that song. I love the lyrical content, and James, I agree with James. Like usually, I'm not a big fan of always like this breakup songs boohoo at Eurovision, but it just works here. It absolutely works. Enjoy the vocals. Honestly, if you ask me what would I change, I cannot find a whole lot or anything. I would say I wish I would have done this instead of that. And you all Sean talked about how much you love Bulgaria, and James, you talked about how much you love the one song we're not going to talk about. And I will say this, actually. I will officially make Bulgaria 2020, regardless of the state of the contest itself, my favorite Bulgarian entry ever. I love it so much. I just love it. I don't know what else to say. This is amazing. This song I'll probably listen to the most so far. So big thumbs up from me, Bulgaria. So so far so good, I will say, as far as our comments are concerned, but we can talk all day long. Will this be reflected in our scores? And does the rest of Team ESC United agree? Let's find out. So, Sebastian, go ahead. What's your score and why?
People are always wondering if Ballad won a Eurovision, if the next year Ballad once again gonna win Eurovision, or gonna be the change for the major tempo entry. It never changes. And I believe if Eurovision will take place and Bulgaria will find a good way to transfer this magic to the stage, they can be easily in top 5, and maybe they will do the best result in their history. I can believe it. So from my point of view, for this masterpiece, 10.
10 points! Oh. Holy smokes! You can't get higher than that. Sean, your score.
Effortless, faultless, beautiful, really compelling. It's got a wonderful visual, and she's a great performer. Get a load of this, Matt. 10.
Oh, this is going pretty well. James, the pressure is on. What's your score?
Wow, I feel like a Scrooge here now. The only reason I give this song a 9 is because there's 2 songs I prefer slightly more. But it's a fantastic entry in a. I know this is controversial to say. I think this was a good year, I think if this came in last year, it would have bulldozed to victory. And I think it would have a very strong chance of victory this year. Just sad that that's not to be. Strong effort, 9.
Mm-hmm. It's very funny because I was also like kind of agreeing with a lot of the fans in the community saying, gosh, there's so many ballads. I want more fun, upbeat songs. And yet here I am giving Bulgaria 10 points, like this is the best song ever. I'm such a hypocrite. So 10 points from me as well for Bulgaria, just because this is amazing. And this is how you write a song. That was not a pun.
I can't believe you brought that song up.
Oh no, I ruined this
Step
video.
1.
So anyway, the 4 of us, definitely a good overall score. So let's see if the rest of the team agrees. So with no further ado, the official ESC United score for Bulgaria is, and with my invisible drums, 8.60.
Wow.
Even though it's lower than the 4 of us gave it, I think this is still a fantastic result. What do you guys think?
That's high.
What do you think, Sebastian? Was that a surprise, or you expected that, or you're pleased?
I'm completely accept that, and I'm really pleased about the results. I even think it's a chance to 9 to make the history number to the Bulgaria and our rankings here. But I'm really glad about this choice because they deserve it. They deserve it. We need to prove that music quality is needed in Eurovision, and this is what this is.
Yes. Same for you, Sean?
Yeah, I think it's a very high score, but I think it deserves it. It's one of the most, well, it's just pure quality, and it's something that Eurovision's never seen. We've had songs of quality, but I don't think there's any that could have probably jumped straight into the playlist of, you know, radio stations around the world. Like I'm sure this could have, if it had the platform. I could have seen this being a major hit. So yeah, I think it's very difficult in Eurovision to get a song that is so universally enjoyed by different walks of life and different people. So I think that no matter how we look at this year, I think, you know, the team behind Bulgaria's entry, they've got to be so proud of themselves for this year.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that Victoria is returning next year as well. Although it kind of sucks for her because now she has to beat what she has provided now. And you'll always get compared to it. So I'm dying to find out. But regardless of it, I'm thrilled that this did so well. Whether or not it's going to win the ESC United overall ranking, only one way to find out. Here is the current scoreboard for you to look at to see who is at the top and who is not. So I would love to hear from you. Do you agree with our score? Should it be higher? Should it be lower? Or just about right? Leave your thoughts below in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video, but we got to move on to our next one. Make sure to subscribe so you see when it's up. Have a good day, everyone. Bye now.
All right.